Once again, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland did the damn thing. This was another amazing, yet entertaining Verzuz battle. Now, you know it wouldn't be me if I didn't point out the fact that this Verzuz battle didn't start on time. I felt like I was watching Jadakiss and Fab all over again. 8 o'clock. I'm ready, Verzuz. I'm ready.
8:01 p.m. A few minutes later.
It's 8:10.
5 minutes later.
It's 8:15.
15 minutes later.
I wonder what's taking so long.
A few minutes later.
Okay, you get my point. I definitely appreciated the energy from Rick Ross and from 2 Chainz. It was another great experience of watching 2 amazing artists at work. Today's recap is going to be a little short and to the point. I simply want to focus on 2 key things that I noticed from this Verzuz battle: a sound check and a post-battle strategy. So, let's get it. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Chris, better known online as the Black Techie. Is it me, or does it seem like the Verzuz battles, each battle, are progressing in a positive direction? In my opinion, I definitely think so. Now, it's been a few days since we've experienced the last Verzuz battle, and I know I say similar things that I'm about to say right now, but I was definitely excited for this one. The artists that were participating in this Verzuz battle have great catalogs, so I knew this was going to be an amazing body of work. However, you know I don't focus on who won the battle or talking about the catalogs and stuff like that when it comes to my Verzuz technical recaps. Now, a lot of people have jumped in the comments since my videos have started to take off just a little bit. And a lot of people have questions about what kind of recaps that I do. So I don't do recaps that talk about who won the battles. I don't do recaps talking about the artist catalogs or things of that nature. I focus on all of the technical aspects of the recap. Since we're not really focused on the catalog of the artist, let's get into the technical stuff about what you really came here for. Like I stated at the beginning, I didn't really have a lot for this technical recap. There were only 2 things that kind of stuck out to me during this Verzuz battle. The first being the audio. Now, when it came to the audio quality during this battle, I noticed a few things in particular. Let's start with 2 Chainz. I noticed that 2 Chainz DJ during the beginning of the battle was definitely doing a mic check, and that he made sure 2 Chainz did one as well. I don't know if you heard him in the background, but he got on the mic and was like, trap check. You know, that was basically 2 Chainz checking his mic to make sure the audio levels were good. His DJ did the same thing. And to me, their audio was good. On the other hand, Rick Ross and his DJ didn't seem like that they were on the same page with their audio. Now, his DJ definitely did a sound check before the battle began. I didn't really notice if Rick Ross did one himself. Now, after some time had passed during the battle, it was very evident that Rick Ross was having some audio issues with his particular mic. I also noticed that the DJ and him switched mics, or they got him another mic during the battle. It seemed to be a quality with the volume, and then also it seemed like the volume was distorted. It was a whole lot going on for Rick Ross during the beginning of the Verzuz battle. When he got that new mic, however, things changed a lot with the sound quality. This goes back to why sound checks are definitely important. Because of how the Verzuz battles are set up now with both of the artists in the same room, there should be a sound check before they go live on Apple TV or even Instagram TV. Because at the end of the day, the sound quality is going to play a very important part when it comes to these Verzuz battles. Now, I've talked about sound checks before earlier when I first started doing these video recaps. There hasn't been a lot of issues when it comes to sound quality as of late, but this particular battle pointed that out. Going forward, it's important for the artists and their DJs to do sound checks before the Verzuz battle begins. The second thing I noticed was not having a post-battle strategy. Now, if you've been watching my Verzuz technical recaps, you know I talk about this very frequently. I can be dropping in clips from various videos of my technical recap where I have talked about a post-battle strategy. At this point, I don't know if I need to send snail mail or an email or a text message to Swizz Beatz or Timbaland, or I'm not really on social media like that anymore, but I gotta figure out another way to say, hey, these artists and the Verzuz brand needs to focus on a post-battle strategy. Like, please, it is so inevitable, like it's needed. Here's the reason why post-battle strategy is important. Now, what I'm about to say right now, I say this quite a bit in my videos, but I think it's important to drive this point home. Ownership is important to artists. Now, when I speak about ownership, I'm talking about ownership of digital assets, like stuff you can control and stuff that you own, like your audience's email addresses or even their phone numbers. That's what I mean when I talk about ownership. When it comes to social media, we don't own any of these platforms. The person or persons who created them, they own them. We don't. At any time, we can be kicked off or locked out of our social media accounts. Yes, 2 Chainz and Rick Ross shared some new music today and shared that it will be dropping at midnight for upcoming projects that they have coming. That's great. However, they should have pushed people to a mobile text list or an email list, because that's a way that they can control their audience and keep them in the loop with things that they have going on, like these upcoming projects. What I'm about to say now, I say this all the time as well. It's time for artists to start leveraging these social media platforms and not relying on them. I gotta give it up to Timbaland and Swizz Beatz. This is definitely a top 5 versus battle for sure. Once again, this strategy and framework of the artists being in the same place at the same time works. Despite there being some issues with audio on Rick Ross's end, the video quality and the remaining sound quality was pretty epic. Swizz, Timbaland, please keep this framework of artists being in the same place at the same time, because the shit works. There was still some latency between Apple TV and Instagram. As I stated in a previous video, from a technical perspective, there's really nothing that Verzuz can do about that. But it was definitely noticeable. Between Rick Ross taking off his shirt and bringing out a masseuse, or 2 Chainz calling strippers essential workers and bringing them out. I must say, this was definitely another amazing yet entertaining Verzuz battle. You can always count on me, your favorite techie, to bring you Verzuz battle technical recaps 24 hours after the Verzuz battles have taken place. To find out when my next Verzuz battle technical recap drops, click one of the links in the description below to sign up for my YouTube mobile or email alerts. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, I'm technically yours. Peace. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed today's Verzuz technical recap and want to check out some of the others that I've done, because I've done quite a few thus far, click the video on the screen right now to check out the Verzuz Battle technical recap playlist. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.